Welcome to my show. So I was sitting here, I was doing some work, and I was doing some research on the Polyvagal theory. And again, one of the things I see is a lot of people talk about, what they do with their systems, and sometimes you'll see like real world stuff, and that's more I'm more interested in. The laptop I use as my primary work machine is not a high dollar, super machine. Again, I'll show. Multiple desktops. I think I'm on the wrong desktop. I am. See that? That's real world. Screw that up. Anyway, so apparently I can't type right now. So system info again. And the reason this is important is because I have a propensity to go into Best Buy and buy their open box computers. It's a great way to save money. Now, if you run Windows on this particular laptop, it's slower than molasses in winter. But if you put Linux on it, they run really, really well. Now, this is a SATA drive. This isn't an SSD drive, and it still runs really well. I upgraded, added a little more memory in it because it came with 8, and I added 4 gig more, and it runs really, really well. So this is what I've done for my wife and my daughter. I buy the open boxes. We put Linux on, and they're great. But again, you run Windows on them, and they're very slow. So it's difficult to buy these machines if you're going to run them from Windows. But I buy them and put them on Linux. Anyway, so that's the system specs of the machine. And I'm running the LMDE, and this is real world. This isn't some, I'm not doing benchmarks. I'm not doing anything like that. I don't care about benchmarks when I work. Everything just has to work. So what this is, what you're seeing on your screen, is actually my work process. On the upper window in the left, you can see monitor 1. And that's a video with Dr. Stephen Porges on the polyvagal theory. He sort of done the research on this and coined the term and, researched the theory and came up with it. So I watched the videos. I have Firefox running. There's some websites that I'm using, DuckDuckGo, and so on and so forth. And as you can see up here on the right, I have a lot of stuff blocking ads. It's just a pain in the butt. But anyway, and in the center, the primary screen, I have a LibreOffice document with a transcript of a talk that Dr. Porges gave. And I go through and I pick out the key elements that are important and put that into my research for presentations and also to work with clients. So it's not this isn't just to do stuff to show you. It's actually, I'm actually working, and hey, why don't you guys just take a quick look. Now, on the upper right corner, the little screen there, that's the program called Mendeley that I've talked about before, you may have heard of, and it allows you to keep all the research journal articles and stuff that I use in one place that I can do highlighting and so on and so forth with, and take notes on. Like let's go to notes. I have no notes yet, but I can add a note there. And this is what I do. This is what I do for real. All right. So I go through there, and LMDE has been absolutely solid. I don't have any issues. I downloaded and installed the latest LibreOffice. I have Firefox. I have my Mendeley, and everything just works. I'm using OBS again. I also have P-Cloud, I think is how it's pronounced, on my system as my quote-unquote cloud. Essentially, I'm saving on somebody else's server that I can access, and I run that on all my Linux machines. But this is real world. This is it. The Firefox does not crash. LibreOffice does not crash. Runs great. Mendeley does not crash and runs great. So when we can continue to have this discussion of Canonical, and Ubuntu kind of doing things that some folks don't like, Mint's got a way out. Mint's got a backup plan, and I really enjoyed using it. I also use Debian. I just did Buster, and it's a rock-solid system. The advantage of LMDE, I think, over just Debian in general, is the Mint tools, right? And everything's just well organized. And these things are so easy to set up with Mint. and it's just a breeze. And there I'm showing you I got Olive and OBS and all my sound and video stuff there. It's just that easy, and I like the idea of Debian not being Ubuntu. Not that I have anything against Ubuntu, I don't. I've tried it, it's just not my cup of tea. I prefer Mint, and if something happens, I have LMDE. And full disclosure, this is a dual boot system where I boot into Linux Mint and LMDE, so I can actually try it out and still have my production system available should I need it. And that's important because I have not needed it. I have not needed to go into my normal Linux Mint desktop. I've been using LMDE. Now, I've tried other distros this way, Antergos, and, you know, I accepted that for what it was. And I liked Antergos. But I tried LMDE, and it's been over a month now, and I love it. I think it's great. And if something happens to Ubuntu or Mint, the normal Mint, and they've got to go LMDE, it's going to be wonderful for me because I think this is where I'm going to stay. I can do legitimate psychological research for real on this system. I don't do any benchmarking. I don't have any of that wonderful stuff on here. And my system's completely customized. Again, my menu bar is on the right side. Everything else is on the left side. I've explained that in the other videos. I have 3 monitors, and everything just works. And it is solid as hell, man. You cannot beat this. I've tried other distros, and I love other distros. I like Fedora. I like SUSE. You know, Ubuntu's fine. I just didn't care for it, the way they kind of do things. It just didn't work for me. And I'm taking a look at Peppermint, you know, which is based on Mint, thanks to a commenter. But right now, LMDE is where I like to be. And I think if anybody wants to use this for a primary desktop, it's wonderful. I'm using it right now to do research for clients. I'm doing research to give a presentation to many different groups, and I use this in my practice with clients. So it's very serious. It's not I'm just testing Linux to be testing Linux. It's got to work for me because I do critical work. I work with kids, I work with adults, I work with trauma victims, and I don't want to be burdened by an operating system. Number 1 isn't safe, number 2 isn't secure, and number 3 just crashes, and I got to pay $1 billion to run something that's garbage in my opinion. This is the way to go, LMDE. This is my primary desktop, and as long as everything keeps working, that's where it'll be. So yay, Mint. Anyway, just a quick update to my LMDE experience. This is my research, and it's real world, and it just works. Thanks for watching, and you know, maybe subscribe. My son's channel is getting a lot more subscriptions than mine, so I need to kind of get him back. So anyway, if you want to subscribe. But I'm just going to do little videos like this. I think I've been working in Blender too. I may show you my Blender process, although it's proprietary, so I don't know how. Not Blender, the product I'm creating. You know. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for taking the view.